Brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin on your Wednesday morning. Wheeler, Ollie, and AJ with you this morning. Lecter is taking a well-deserved night off after having, well, if you ever play rec hockey, you know how stupid the schedule is. I think his game started at like 10:45. I don't understand that whatsoever. It's rec sports. I understand you want to put in as many games as possible on the schedule, but starting a game at 10:45 on a school night is
a bit much.
A bit much?
Reckless.
Even scheduling even an hour earlier. I mean, you're playing for what, an hour? Probably an hour, just over an hour.
Yeah, but then you're wired.
You're wired forever. He was probably up until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Because he probably didn't get home until probably 1. Yep. You know, because you sit around, you do that locker room thing.
There's a lot of gear to take off.
That's right. Interviews,
drug testing,
snapping of towels.
Yeah,
that's what happens back there.
That's a 10-minute exercise alone.
Right? They all get together. They all have a sing-song. You know?
I don't remember that part.
Well,
YMCA.
Ding dong merrily on high. So that's where Scott is this morning, and we wish him nothing but the best in his morning off. He'll be in for the 90s at 9, though, so it's not that big of a time off, I suppose.
That's 2 hours. 2 hours. That's enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's enough.
Yeah.
But I noticed that when I take the morning off, I don't actually tend to get up that much later. I get up about an hour later, and I'm like, all right, there you go.
Sometimes that makes the world of difference.
It can make a world of difference, especially when you're going to bed at 11, trying to get up at 5.
Yes.
You know? We're into that season now. But we're also into Halloween season. Yellowknife, not even at the precipice, has fallen in to the lack of Pumpkin Canyon once again. That's a terrible way to describe it. Anyway, we'll talk about that.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Remember that thing we told you about last year, that someone won $1 million in the NWT, and we were waiting for somebody to claim it? Well, no one did. So someone lost the lotto. Not a lotto winner this time, a lotto loser. Quite the left turn on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the rules? You have to claim it within a year. You have a calendar year to claim it. It's been a year. No one claimed it, which means someone either threw out their ticket or has it lying around in their junk drawer somewhere and just didn't even realize.
Well, that's what happened with the $50,000 winner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had it in, because it's my friend's dad. Had it in his sock drawer. I don't know how it ended up there, but it was sitting in a drawer.
Yeah.
And I think it was 6 months later.
Oy.
He pulled it out and went and got it checked. It was $50,000.
And they were like, no, you can't have it?
No, they said,
okay.
Yeah, he wanted
it. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yep.
He was able to claim it.
He was able to claim it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but 6
that's
months.
Not that funny. He won $50,000.
I didn't say it was funny. I just said it was
funny when people don't claim their lotto winnings. How would you feel, I guess, is the question. I mean, the person probably doesn't know that they lost. Whoever had this ticket probably doesn't know.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah. You think that would keep you up at night?
Yeah, absolutely. Imagine finding the ticket now and being like, oh, here it is.
Darn it.
Oh, shoot.
Ah, shooty.
I'll just work for another 10 to 12 years.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about $1 million. You still got to work. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I mean, you're going to get that full $1 million because in Canada we don't do the taxes. But I mean,
depends how old you are.
I suppose.
That's true.
I mean, if you're our age, you're still going to have to work. But you could make some good investments.
Yeah, I mean, you could retire 10 years earlier.
You could almost buy a house in Grace Lake. So almost. You know, still have a.
You could buy a really nice garage.
Yeah, you could have you put $1 million down, have a really small mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice.
That would be nice. Yeah, actually paying off the house, I think that's.
Yeah, I mean that would be the big one, right? Take a couple hundred. I mean, I even if I won just $1 million,
a modest million,
$1 million. My father gave me a nice little loan, $1 million, and I invested it poorly. But I would invest half immediately, put half into a high interest savings account. That's what I would always do with any lotto winnings I would ever have. Over $1 million, put half of it into a high interest savings account, and then try to invest smartly, possibly in real estate
you
within the city.
exciting people.
I'd be more reckless.
Well, I mean, it's only $1 million. So if I usually
I've won $1 million.
Okay.
Quick. To my investment account.
Somebody call my accountant.
Yeah,
I got to get some low risk investment.
Absolutely, let's get some mutual funds in there. Those always pay well. But no, I mean, I don't usually buy lotto tickets. I'll buy the odd one when it's north of $30 million. Phoenix and I had a rule that we wouldn't buy a lotto ticket unless it was $50 million plus. Which, because we don't buy lotto tickets.
Less than that, what's the point, really?
Right, I mean, really.
What can you buy for $35 million?
And I mean, that's what everybody always says when I say that. But I mean, we just don't buy lotto tickets. But if it's $50 million, toss down $10 and try to win it.
So I hate people who in the past have argued that this is,
A dummy tax. A tax for
on the
stupids.
poor.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like all this sort of, no, nonsense. It's the small price to pay for the ability to dream.
Yeah.
And I quite enjoy paying essentially a dream tax of a few bucks a week in order to be able to, just think about it. It may happen. It may happen. It almost certainly will not, but it technically could.
We should do a Cabin Radio lotto pool.
I'd like
Which is
that.
what a lot of small businesses do.
But then I have to share it.
I know, it's terrible.
How am I supposed to buy Tahiti if you want some of it?
But I mean, then we get to pay for this place. One thing I noticed when we were in the UK is that, like, so what you're saying was about pay a couple dollars to dream, and that's what that's what advertising in Lotto is based around here, right? Your ability to dream big, and all that stuff. And I mean, a lot of that money goes to like places like Sport North or other things like that around in different provinces and territories. In the UK, and this is my argument against the stupid tax or the tax of the poor or whatever. It's like, well, somebody's got to win it. And that's what it was in the UK. It was one of the lottos, was a billboard. It's like, someone's got to win. Why not you?
It could be you.
It could be you.
Was the phrase.
Yeah,
it
it could
was
be
the
you.
slogan of the National Lottery in the UK for
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah. And now it's like, it could be you. It's like, but somebody's got to win it. Somebody wins every week. So obviously it's not totally stupid to buy one of these. I mean, the odds of you winning are fairly minuscule. But I mean, it's a lot of the purchases and a lot of that money goes towards actual good causes, education, sports, things like that. Yeah.
I've contributed plenty of funds to those organizations
All right.
via the lotteries.
Okay.
Yep. And actually, I was in Winks, what it used to be Winks.
Yeah.
I was buying a lottery ticket.
Which was then Max and is now Circle K.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is now.
Which was
Circle K, yeah.
The Shell store used to be Circle K.
So I was buying a lottery ticket, and my friend's dad came up to me and said, "Why are you buying this lottery ticket? It makes
What are
no
you,
sense.
idiot?
Yeah, you're just wasting your money. You're throwing it away."
Like,
And
it's my
as
money.
he
Shut
said
up.
that, I scanned the other one I had,
Yeah.
and I won $112. I was like, "Yes,
Yeah.
in your face!"
Yeah.
I mean, I've obviously spent way more than
Of course.
$112, but in that moment, beautiful.
Well, it's like slot machines at the casino. Like,
Oh,
I've played them before and lost like I probably lost hundreds of dollars on slot machines, but I've also won thousands.
yeah,
So-
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I admittedly
They're not fun.
Had a bit of a gambling problem in my youth.
Okay. Well, maybe save it for another break.
And it was a blast.
all right. All right. Very
All right,
good.
messaging is getting a little ropey now.
Yeah. We've gone from, be wise with your winnings to, you know what? Just blow it all.
Risk
blow
it.
it all. Risk it all.
Risk it all.
Well, I mean, our hearts go out to whoever's out there who didn't cash this in. We hope you don't know.
One thing I would say is, yeah, okay, one person last year did not claim their million.
Yeah.
Two other people did win $1 million last year in the NWT as well. We
Yeah.
had $3 million winning tickets
That's
in
awesome.
1 year.
Yeah, and that's pretty incredible because that doesn't happen very often. NWT often kind of like, well, we're not going to win it because it's not Alberta and it's not Ontario who buy the most lotto tickets in the entire country.
But it
So-
could be you.
It could be you.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Mornings at the Cabin, the heavy short change hero. If you know Borderlands 2, you know that tune. AJ's shaking his head. We just had a discussion about gaming, and he doesn't do it. Would rather learn a language or read books. What a chump.
Yeah,
Mornings
but
at the Cabin.
I didn't do those either.
Okay, good. Mornings at the Cabin. Wheeler, Ollie, and AJ with you on your Wednesday. It's Devil's Night, the night before Halloween. It's not the night, but it's the day before Halloween. So it's Devil's Night tonight.
Is that what they call it?
I guess.
Or is that what just you call it?
No, that is what they call it. Devil's Night.
I've never
And
heard that.
that's when you have deviled eggs.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah. That's why Halloween smells like farts.
That makes so much sense.
So, once again, in the city, as you know, we here at Cabin Radio do not shy away from the hard-hitting stories that affect this great town and this great territory. Another year, another pumpkin shortage. The city has run out of pumpkins once again. To be honest, if you waited this long to get your pumpkin, it's your own fault, right? But I mean, we just can't get enough pumpkins in. There's too much demand. How many pumpkins does one city need?
Don't put this back on the people.
Well, I mean, it's the people. It's the
Get us
it's the
more
demand of
pumpkins.
the people.
It's an outrage.
Yeah, well, that's right.
It's an absolute outrage.
What I do like to see is that no one. I don't think like anyone's bringing in a couple of boxes of secret pumpkins and then like charging $50 a pumpkin for them.
Yeah, like the KFC load up in Grand Prairie.
That's right.
It's like, no.
Oh, yeah.
Get us some pumpkins up here.
You know what? We're planting the seed in somebody's head right now that they go down to high level, right? Grab a pumpkin, bring it back up. $50 a pumpkin.
Absolutely.
Pay for my gas. Fill it full of KFC. You got yourself a stew going.
Oh, now I want KFC.
Right? In a pumpkin?
I'd take it.
Pumpkin spice KFC.
Oh,
get on it, KFC.
We're not the only ones.
We're not.
So the Battlefords and Calgary are each reporting pumpkin shortages.
You know what?
Calgary.
North Battleford and Battleford can stuff it. So they're full of gangs and terrible people. I'm joking. But Battleford is not unlike Yellowknife a little bit. It's just a little closer to bigger cities. But Calgary's out of pumpkins too.
Apparently, there is a shortage of pumpkins in Calgary.
A shortage isn't a complete outage.
Well, we didn't have a complete outage last night.
Oh, okay.
There were still a few dozen left at the co-op.
A few dozen?
Sparking a bit of a run on the co-op last night.
Oh, my goodness.
I believe.
Did the co-op stay with its prices, or did they raise them?
I'm sure they stayed with them.
Well, they have to.
Honorable.
Yeah.
Honorable.
So, Global News reporting some parts of Calgary seeing a pumpkin shortage. 23 co-op stores in the city are still getting shipments. Officials said they sell out as soon as they hit store shelves. We're hearing the cold weather has been a factor in the pumpkin crop this year, and we heard that as well. Actually. Apparently, there has been a bit of a few issues with the crop this year, as there haven't been quite as many pumpkins to go round.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still furious with the person 3 floors up from me who threw off that blooming pumpkin 2 years ago from their balcony.
Yeah.
That has sat and rotted outside my balcony in my
For 2
apartment
years?
block. Yep.
Did you write a letter? You should have wrote a letter.
You should have wrote a letter. I'm surprised the fox hasn't come by and eaten it.
Well, the fox who used to live out there doesn't blooming go there anymore because of the rotting pumpkin. Evicted a fox.
Smells around here. Yep. Just think.
So I hope they don't get a pumpkin up there again.
This
Ruin the neighborhood.
Where my brain is going this morning. It's just it's that we're talking so fervently about pumpkins and the shortage thereof, and just how weird we are to have this time of year to be like, we got to have a run on pumpkins.
Yeah.
I don't think you were around for this. I think it was just Lecter and I. I did make the point that if we're that worried about climate change and global warming, maybe we could look at like the carbon footprint of hauling up, I don't know, a few thousand pumpkins, setting fire to them, and calling that a celebration.
Yeah,
I'm just
absolutely.
saying.
Absolutely.
Just saying.
Yeah.
The amount of like water and energy and effort to raise all those pumpkins, grow them all, then we ship a few thousand of them up here. We
rot.
basically like chop them up,
Yep.
light them on fire.
Yep.
If you're lucky, you might eat some of the seeds.
Yep.
Otherwise, that's all done, and then we toss them out and evict a fox.
And if we're lucky, like a tenth of those might get composted. So no, it's a very strange thing.
Happy Halloween, everybody!
Happy Halloween. And then when you bring in the carbon footprint into it, I mean, it makes it a little bit more odd. But it's just odd that this thing happens every year. The Halloween is a thing, and like people are so into it. But it's just like it's one of these tent poles for the economy every year. It's just like Halloween. Got to buy a lot of candy and costumes. There's some money spent. Christmas is next. You spend a ton of money at Christmas.
Not me.
Yeah, and
I
then
beat the system. I've got a
by
plastic,
not celebrating things.
a plastic carved pumpkin
Very
that
good.
has a plug-in light.
See, that's why we should go.
You misunderstand, I think, the issue with the climate in as much as building it out of plastic is not currently the solution favored by many people.
Using
just
it
like
for
Christmas,
decades.
artificial trees are starting to take over natural trees because you can just make them look as beautiful as you want, and you're not cutting down a tree every year. So a plastic pumpkin or a wooden pumpkin.
No, although it depends on the make of the artificial tree. I mean, all right, you're not cutting down a tree, but you might be like collapsing a few million fossils into artificial green strands to make a tree. I don't know that that's better.
The dinosaurs had their chance.
The real trees could grow back. Isn't that the whole point? That
That's true.
The people who
That's
produce
true.
the trees
Absolutely.
produce them every year from presumably, one would hope in Canada, replenishable stock.
You would hope
I
so.
don't think we're just casually hacking away our forest for Christmas trees, are we?
Yeah,
I know
no,
some people up here are.
It's not firewood outside the city. We're not just going out and taking cords and cords of it every year.
I definitely didn't do that a few weekends ago.
Okay, I know. No, a lot of people do it, and it's like a ton of, when people go and get wood. Every time they come back with the wood, I'm like, this is a ton of wood.
A lot of it's dead wood.
I know, of course, it's dead wood, but still, replenish.
Yeah,
that's
good.
what
It clears out the forest for a regrowth.
That's right. There it is.
With fire smarting. Don't worry, just protecting the city from a fire next year.
That's
with
right.
all this wood that I'm chopping down.
With all
1
these
meter
pumpkins
outside
for my
city
house.
limits.
We're going to surround the city with rotting pumpkin carcasses to protect us from fires in the future. This
And
is what we're
foxes.
Okay. So do we know that the co-op has any left right now?
I have no clue right now. I can tell you, as of 6:30 last night, there were fewer than 50 remaining.
Fewer than 50.
The Downtown Independent had put up a sign saying, "We recommend you carve a squash."
Here's a squash.
At least they're giving alternatives.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or an orange pepper.
Or a pineapple.
Pineapple.
Uncle Lorne's idea of
an old basketball.
Orange pepper. Yeah, there you go. An old basketball. That's my favorite one. Let's do that one.
Scenes from the cabin.
Excuse me, sir. You can't go in there right now.
Relax. Want some nitrous oxide? Suit yourself.
We're closed.
It's all right, Seymour. This is my date, my boyfriend, Seymour Oren Scrivello. DDF?
I know. I saw you on the news. I even know your name. Let's see. It's Cecil. No. It's Cedric.
No.
Give me a chance. It's Simon.
Seymour.
Somebody talking to you?
No, excuse me.
Excuse me, what?
Excuse me, doctor.
That's better. I know. You're the plant guy, right? Well, that means it must be in there, huh? Oh, that is incredible. What do you call that thing?
Audrey 2.
Cute name. It's catchy. Nice plant. It's big.
Scenes from the cabin.
Know the movie? Submit your guest to mailbox@cabinradio.ca or send us a message on Facebook for your chance to win gift certificates to some awesome Yellowknife restaurants, including the Monkey Tree Pub and Steak Restaurant, the Woodyard Brewhouse and Eatery, Flavor Trader, Copperhouse Eatery and Lounge, or Javaroma. Listen to Cabin Radio every weekday to win, or download the Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
It's near the end of the month, and I went over my data cap 10 days ago. Tomorrow is Halloween, and we will be on the air. Well, live on Facebook, and, well, I don't think we're streaming anything.
I think we are.
Halloween special tomorrow night, starting at 6. We will be out and about in the city. We want you to lend us or send us any houses that we should visit. If you have some neighbors, or if you yourself are put on a haunted house, let us know on the Facebook. On Facebook, send us a message on Facebook, or send us an email to mailbox@cabinradio.ca, or even call the rant line 867-675-0100 to let us know where we should stop by. Where's those best candy spots? We want to get that out there as well.
Yes.
We know the Hardys give out bags of candy every year, so that's the one place to hit. Finlayson's always a good place to hit, and around England Crescent there as well. A lot of candy, a lot of houses, right? A lot of kids there.
Yep.
Hardy's handing out like 500 bags of candy every year.
The sleeper houses are the ones that are over-prepared.
Yes.
Who get zero
Who
kids.
get 0 kids, and they have like full-size candy bars.
Yeah, because they're like, here, just take. We don't need this.
That's right.
Just
Remember,
take
if you give out full-size candy bars, you are the hero that we deserve, not necessarily the one we need. But we want to hear about all the houses that we want to go to, any sections of the city we want to go to. Niven's always good as well. Down in Old Town as well, there's usually some nice decorated houses.
Yep.
It's a little darker down there. It's like Old Town, when I was a kid, wasn't the best place to go.
It's also a little chillier.
It's a little chillier.
3 degrees chillier, which
by
makes
the lake.
it spookier.
That's right. But it wasn't always the best place to go back in the day.
Yeah.
So I would usually go up into, downtown.
The newer suburbs.
And go around do that. Last time I trick-or-treated, I was 14 years old. It was grade 10.
I want to say it was last year when we did the video.
Okay, well, other than that,
year.
I meant like trick-or-treating for real, not with some sort of...
Yeah, mine was probably 13 or so.
Yeah.
We don't
And they
really
made us
trick-or-treat in
dance.
Australia.
A lot of people dance. Yeah, they don't, do they?
No, it's not really, like Halloween's not a huge thing, really.
Yeah,
but
that ties it back to the conversation we were having before. Why is it so huge here?
Yeah, I have no idea. But there's a couple kids that show up at the house trick-or-treating on Halloween. Just because they watched a lot of movies and they want to do it, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no one's prepared for it.
No, here's some Vegemite.
Yeah, we always like, here's some toast. Yeah,
here's some toast.
I don't know. This is all we have. Do you want banana? Like,
you want a banana?
No one's prepared for this.
Not at all.
There's
not
like
all.
3
banana
kids.
would be good, I think. I mean, there are people who give out apples and stuff. Those are the houses you will avoid.
Here's some sunscreen.
Here's some sunscreen.
Stay safe.
There you go. Stay safe out there, for goodness sake. The sun's still up.
Do you have a costume?
I don't.
No?
No, I got to figure something out tomorrow.
Yeah, by tomorrow.
Or today. I don't
Typical.
know. Typical. I don't get into it as much.
If anyone has a costume for Jesse,
it's going to have to be big.
It's going to need to be big.
Yep.
And loud.
And loud. Well, I can be loud on my own.
Please send us a message
maybe
if you
put
have
some
one.
makeup on my face and make my eyes look weird or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll work.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do either. I think I am going to go with Scott, seeing he's not here.
A lot of effort. Go with Scott.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just put on the wig. And,
Yeah.
I think it'll work.
Yeah,
It'll work
Lecter-
quite nicely.
Lecter could just put on like a hockey mask or something.
He should go as me.
He should go as you. We should all go as each other.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's right.
You go
That'd
as
be real
Ollie.
nice. I'll go as Penny.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's going to need a lot of makeup.
If I go as Ollie, I'm just going to put on a hoodie.
I just put on like a really vibrant blazer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not going to work. Is
That's
it?
right. Yeah. Maybe with a pipe and a Sherlock Holmes hat or something like that. I think I could go pull that off.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. But it's the weather. We've also known is it going to be like -2, -3 with a bit of wind. So
nice.
it's not too bad.
Do you remember like driving through snow?
Yeah.
Like I remember like jumping into snow piles
Yeah.
and like having to fight my way through massive amounts of snow.
Mhm.
And I'd always have to pick a costume that I could put a jacket underneath and snow
absolutely.
pants.
Yep.
And now, no
Yeah,
problem.
What's up with that?
No problem. I don't know what's going on.
We nearly almost like the last couple of years we nearly didn't have snow. Not last year, but a few years ago we nearly didn't have snow on Halloween.
It's kind of been warming up a little bit the last couple of days. We might
Weird.
not have any snow this year.
Well,
Who
I
knows?
mean, there's still snow out there.
But if it gets a little warmer, you
It'd
never
be
know.
nice.
The
It'd be
sun
nice.
comes out.
It'd be nice to go trick or treating in like Hawaii.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you dressed as? Beach guy.
Yeah. Beach
T-shirt.
guy number 2.
See, that would be that's a
I'm
clever
beach
costume.
bra number 1.
That's a clever costume though, going as like an uncredited person
Yeah.
in a movie.
Except once again, you have to explain it.
Like guy number 2.
Yeah. Who
Yeah,
are you?
I love explaining my costumes. I do not care. I
Really?
do not care. Like some people want that reaction of just like, oh my God, I totally get it. And I'm more that person who's like, people are like, what are you supposed to be? I'm like, oh, I'm guy number 2 in that scene from that movie.
Oh, I'm definitely the first option.
Yeah.
Yeah. When
Oh, I
people
know.
come out to be like, "Oh, you're this," I'm like, "Oh, yes, I
Yeah.
didn't totally suck this year."
Yeah, no, it's a big deal for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I get it.
But you just
I just not into it.
you like talking to people.
Yeah,
You like
no,
conversation.
not really. I don't really like talking to people. But yeah, that's kind of. I mean, it has to do with just effort to put into it. Like last year with this ghost ceiling, like the ceiling fan thing. Like that's about as creative as I want.
I know. I admire people that put a lot of effort in.
I do too. And I mean, if I had an idea that I really really liked, I'd probably really get into it.
Yeah.
Like for example, there was a costume party a couple weeks ago at Adam's place, and everyone was wearing lederhosen, and I didn't have any lederhosen. So I sat down about 20 minutes before I left, and I drew out lederhosen on a T-shirt with a Sharpie, and it wasn't just like a couple of black lines. I did like designs, and I had hops on it and everything.
Nice.
It was pretty good.
That's a good.
So if I get into it,
Good option.
I'll get into it.
Yeah.
But if I'm not, then
Well, you got 24 hours to get into it.
Ceiling fan is what I'm going to be going as. So let us know a Halloween special tomorrow night, Cabin Radio. Check us out on Facebook Live, and we will be traversing the town looking for the best candy and the best spots to get candy, and featuring great costumes and kids.
Of course.
It's going to be awesome.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Throughout this morning, we've been talking about our Halloween special tomorrow night, but also what I'm going to be for Halloween. And I'm racking my brain. I don't know if I have anything at home that I can make something out of. I'm putting it out to you. Suggestions, I will take. Mailbox at cabinradio.ca. Send us a message on Facebook or call the rant line 867-675-0100 and give me some suggestions. Maybe I'll take one on. I have to dress up as something tomorrow for this Halloween special, and right now I have a cloak and possibly a mask, and that might work. But what did I go as last year? I can't even remember now. I think I was. We were Ollie and I were cabin radio. I was a radio. He was a cabin. I remember that now. Maybe this year I will just go as Ollie. I think, yeah, a hoodie, some jeans, some comfortable shoes, and a posh accent, and I could probably pull that off. Although, as I know, every time I try to do an English accent, I hear Ollie in the other room going, "That's crap," and so I know that I can't pull it off. But we will try, perhaps. But if you want to send me a suggestion, we'll play this out like the tattoo thing. We put it out there where I should get the tattoo. The arm won out, even though I think everybody wanted it on my face or my neck. Thank you. But I'll put that out there for Halloween costume suggestions because I am lazy and can't think of anything. I can't. I don't know what to do. It's tough. It's tough to try to think of something creative and fun for Halloween Most people are really into it. And like people get into it months in advance. I'm sitting here the day before Halloween with nary a clue as to what to do. But the Halloween special will go off starting at 6 o'clock tomorrow. And we really love doing these things. It's our third annual. And I think, and Ollie and I did it a few years back at that other place we used to work at as well. So this is something we really like to do. And again, if you have any houses that we should visit, any sections of the city, anybody giving out full cans of pop or full-size candy bars, we want to know about it. Send us those messages as well. That's going to do it for Mornings at the Cabin for today. Your hump day, your devil's night. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.